My beloved friend, let me begin by asking you this one question. What is the first thing you seek when you wake up in the morning? Is it your phone, your plans, your worries, or your dreams? Or do you turn your heart toward God? The answer to that question determines the entire direction of your life. Everything begins with what you seek first. Because what you seek first governs what you will become. If you seek the world first, you will be shaped by the world. But if you seek God first, you will be shaped by His power, His wisdom, and His divine order. You see, too many people spend their lives chasing after things that were never meant to satisfy their souls. They chase success, but they lose peace. They chase relationships, but they lose identity. They chase money, but they lose meaning. And then, when the emptiness grows unbearable, they wonder where God is. But God was never absent. He was waiting to be first. The problem is not that God is silent, but that we have placed too many voices before His. God is not hiding from you. He is waiting for you to seek Him first. When you put God first, your entire life begins to realign. Your thoughts change, your priorities shift, your fears dissolve. Seeking God first is not a ritual. It is a revolution of the heart. It means saying, God, before I move, I want you to move through me. Before I decide, I want you to decide through me. Before I desire, I want you to give me the right desires. That is where transformation begins. Not in trying to control life, but in surrendering life to the one who already holds it. My friend, let me tell you something that the world will never teach you. When you seek God first, you will never come last. The world tells you to seek recognition, to fight for attention, to chase opportunity. But God says, seek me first, and I will bring all things to you. When you make God the center of your universe, the chaos around you begins to lose its power. When you fix your gaze on the unseen, the visible world loses its hold. When you build your life on God's will, even the storms cannot destroy you. But the tragedy today is that many seek God only when everything else fails. They run to God as a last resort, not as their first pursuit. They treat God like a tool for emergency use only. Break glass when life is falling apart. But seeking God first means you turn to Him before the storm, not after. You ask for His direction before you make the decision, not after the consequences arrive. You listen to His voice before you let the world's noise drown you. That is what it means to live a life fully anchored in divine order. There is divine law in seeking. Whatever you seek, you attract. Whatever you focus on expands. So if you spend your life seeking worry, you'll find more things to worry about. If you spend your life seeking approval, you'll become a slave to opinions. But if you spend your life seeking God, you'll find peace, wisdom, and power that cannot be shaken. Seeking God first is not about religion. It is about alignment. It is about tuning your spirit to the highest frequency of truth, so that your entire life begins to vibrate with divine harmony. When you truly seek God first, your heart becomes still even when life is loud. Your mind becomes clear even when the future is uncertain. And your soul becomes anchored even when the world is shifting. You stop chasing the temporary because you found the eternal. You stop fighting for control because you've placed your trust in the one who already reigns. You stop fearing loss because you realize nothing that belongs to you in God's plan can ever be taken away. Many say, I am seeking God, but their lives reveal otherwise. They seek comfort, not truth. They seek blessings, not transformation. They seek convenience, not commitment. Seeking God first means you don't just want what God can give, you want who God is. It means you wake up and say, God, before I touch the day, I want to touch your presence. It means you live in awareness that God is not a part of your life. God is your life. Every thought, every step, every breath becomes a form of worship when God is first. And when you live like that, miracles begin to happen quietly. Doors open without you forcing them. People leave without breaking you. Opportunities come without manipulation. Seeking God first invites the supernatural order of heaven into the natural order of your daily life. Things start to make sense that once confused you. Peace starts to reign where anxiety once lived. You no longer need to prove yourself because God Himself becomes your defender. But let me be honest, seeking God first will often make you misunderstood. People will not understand why you refuse shortcuts, why you remain calm when they panic, why you stay kind when they are cruel. They will call your patience weakness. They will call your faith naivety. But God calls it wisdom. Because when you seek God first, you no longer act from fear. You act from faith. You no longer chase people. You attract the right ones. You no longer run after things. You draw them by divine magnetism. There will be times when seeking God first means losing what you thought you needed. God may take away what you wanted to give you, what you truly deserve. God may delay your plans to protect your destiny. God may allow emptiness so that your soul can hunger for what is real. Seeking God first is not always comfortable, but it is always purposeful. You may walk through seasons of silence, but even silence is God speaking. He is training your patience, refining your faith, and deepening your roots. And here's something that many fail to understand. Seeking God first is not a one-time act. It is a daily decision. Every day the world will try to distract you, tempt you, and pull your attention toward lesser things. Every day you will have to choose. Do I chase the temporary or the eternal? Do I seek approval or purpose? Do I follow my emotions or God's direction? Seeking God first means constantly centering your soul in His presence, even when your feelings don't agree. It is living by spiritual discipline, not emotional impulse. Sometimes you will not feel God's presence, but you must seek Him anyway. Sometimes life will seem unfair, but you must trust Him anyway. Sometimes answers will delay, but you must wait anyway. Seeking God first is the highest form of faith because it means you trust His plan more than your perception. You trust that even when you cannot trace His hand is still guiding you. You trust that what you don't understand today will make perfect sense tomorrow. That is what it means to live by divine priority. When God is first, every other thing in life finds its rightful place. When God is not first, everything becomes chaotic. You can have money, but without God you'll have no peace. You can have success, but without God you'll feel hollow. You can have relationships, but without God, you'll feel alone. You can have freedom, but without God, you'll feel enslaved by your desires. God is the center that holds everything together. Without Him first, life becomes scattered and confused. But when He is first, even the smallest things begin to carry meaning. My friend, hear this truth deeply. Whatever you put before God will eventually destroy you. If you put people before God, they will disappoint you. If you put success before God, it will enslave you. If you put pleasure before God, it will consume you. But if you put God before everything, everything else will begin to serve your purpose. Life becomes lighter because you are no longer carrying it alone. You begin to see that God was never trying to withhold anything from you. He was preparing you for something greater than you imagined. There comes a moment in every life when God will test what you seek first. He will allow distractions to test your loyalty. He will allow delay to test your patience. He will allow silence to test your faith, because He wants to see if you love Him for who He is or for what He gives. When you continue to seek Him, even when nothing makes sense, you prove that your faith is genuine. And when your faith is genuine, God begins to reveal Himself in deeper ways, through peace, through insight, through strength that does not depend on circumstances. Seeking God first is not about becoming religious. It's about becoming real. It's about living in such intimacy with God that your heart beats in rhythm with His will. You begin to sense when to move and when to stay still. You begin to discern who belongs in your life and who does not. You begin to walk with confidence, not because you know the future, but because you know the one who controls it. Seeking God first makes you fearless because your trust no longer rests in outcomes. It rests in divine wisdom. When you seek God first, you start to live differently. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop doubting your worth. You stop trying to please everyone, because you realize that when God is pleased, nothing else matters. You understand that your peace is not found in people's opinions, but in divine approval. You discover that God's presence is your greatest wealth, His wisdom your greatest asset, and His timing your greatest protection. You begin to glow with an inner peace that no circumstance can dim. My friend, when you truly begin to seek God first, something powerful awakens inside you. Your spirit begins to rise above the noise of the world. The things that used to disturb your peace begin to lose their power. You no longer move by impulse, emotion, or pressure. You move by divine direction. Seeking God first transforms your inner world before it changes your outer world. It gives you a strength that cannot be explained by human logic. It gives you a peace that defies circumstances. It gives you a purpose that cannot be shaken by failure or delay. When you seek God first, you begin to see life differently. You start realizing that everything that happens to you is not random. It's orchestrated. Every delay, every disappointment, every closed door, every sudden change, it's all part of divine design. God does not waste a single moment in your life. Even the pain you feel, even the waiting you endure, even the silence you experience, it's all shaping you into the person you were meant to become. But only those who seek God first can see beyond the surface. Because when God is first, you no longer see from your own eyes. You see through divine wisdom. The world teaches you to chase control, but seeking God first teaches you to surrender control. The world teaches you to rely on effort, but seeking God first teaches you to rely on guidance. The world teaches you to build your own name, but seeking God first teaches you to glorify the name of the one who created you. This is the divine paradox. When you give up your own way, you gain the higher way. When you stop fighting for your will, you step into God's will. And that is where true victory lies. So many people live exhausted lives because they are trying to do what only God can do. They plan, they push, they panic, and still peace escapes them. They think they can fix everything through more effort, more control, more noise. But when you seek God first, you stop striving and start trusting. You begin to realize that what is meant for you will find you not by force, but by faith. You begin to rest, not because everything is easy, but because you know God is leading the way. Seeking God first. Seeking God first means you begin your day not with worry, but with worship. Not with planning, but with listening. You start to speak less and hear more. You start to move slower, but walk deeper. You realize that your greatest success is not in how much you accomplish, but in how closely you walk with God. Because when you are aligned with God, success follows naturally. Peace follows naturally. Right people, right timing, right opportunities, all align under divine order. You no longer chase what others chase. You attract what is meant to be yours. And let me tell you something profound. Seeking God first is not a part of your schedule. It must become the heartbeat of your existence. It must be the air you breathe, the center of every decision, the anchor of your soul. Too many people seek God occasionally, but those who truly walk in power seek Him continually. They don't visit God, they live in His presence. They don't run to God only when life hurts. They walk with God when life is peaceful. Seeking God first means that you depend on Him not only in need, but also in abundance. Because even when everything seems perfect, you know that without God, perfection is still empty. When you truly seek God, you begin to notice His fingerprints everywhere. You see His wisdom in the timing of your life. You see His protection in the doors that didn't open. You see His mercy in the people who left. You see His love in the lessons you learned the hard way. Every moment becomes sacred because you start recognizing that God is present in all of it. The good, the painful, the confusing, and the beautiful. You start to walk with the awareness that your life is not your own. You are being led, shaped, molded by divine purpose. Seeking God first will not always make life easier, but it will always make life clearer. You will not always understand everything, but you will feel peace in the mystery. You will not always get what you want, but you will receive what you truly need. You will not always see instant results, but you will witness divine growth deep within. Seeking God first trains your soul to be steady in an unstable world. You no longer break under pressure. You bend but never fall. You may cry, but you rise again stronger, because your strength no longer comes from circumstances. It comes from connection. There is a reason why some people seem to walk with grace, even in chaos. It's not that they have fewer problems, it's that they have prioritized God above the problem. They don't magnify what's wrong, they magnify who's rightfully in control. That's what it means to seek God first. It's a shift in focus. It's choosing to look beyond fear and see faith. It's choosing to look beyond loss and see divine preparation. It's choosing to look beyond uncertainty and see God's perfect plan unfolding. Even when your eyes can't see it yet, when you make God your first pursuit, your life begins to operate under divine timing. What others rush for, you wait for. What others force, you flow into. What others fear losing, you freely release. Because you understand that whatever belongs to you, in God's order, can never pass you by. You stop running after things and start running toward peace. You stop asking, when will it happen? And start saying, let it happen when God wills. That shift in mindset is what separates the restless from the peaceful, the lost from the led, the anxious from the anchored. Seeking God first also means allowing God to reorder your priorities. You start to recognize that not everything good is godly. Some opportunities are distractions dressed blessings. Some relationships are tests wrapped in beauty. Some comforts are traps disguised as peace. But when God is first, your discernment sharpens. You begin to see beyond appearances. You feel divine warning before making a wrong move. You sense divine confirmation before taking a bold step. This spiritual awareness protects you from unnecessary pain. It saves you from walking roads that look right but lead to ruin. You see, my friend, when God becomes your first thought, fear loses its grip. You stop imagining worst-case scenarios because your heart has already anchored itself in divine assurance. You begin to say, no matter what happens, God will make a way. That kind of faith moves mountains, not because you command mountains, but because you trust the one who can move them. Seeking God first makes your faith unshakable, because it no longer depends on results, it depends on relationship. When you seek God first, you stop asking for a life without problems and start asking for strength to face them. You stop running from battles and start seeing them as divine training grounds. You stop complaining about delays and start seeing them as divine protection. You begin to realize that every challenge carries a lesson, and every season of waiting carries preparation. God doesn't delay to punish you. He delays to align you. He delays to grow your faith, to mature your spirit, to build your endurance, so that when the blessing comes, you are ready to sustain it. There is no wasted waiting when you seek God first, because even in waiting, God is working. Even in silence, God is speaking. Even in loss, God is adding something unseen. Those who seek God first never lose. They are simply being redirected towards something higher. What looks like the end is often the beginning of a deeper relationship with God. What looks like failure is often divine repositioning. When God is first, you begin to see purpose in everything, even in pain. You cannot seek God first and remain the same. Something inside you changes. Your desires purify. Your motives clarify. Your heart softens. You start to value stillness over noise, truth over comfort, purpose over popularity. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone, because you know that God's approval outweighs all human praise. You no longer chase validation, because you are already valued by the one who created you. Seeking God first gives you quiet confidence, a peace that doesn't shout, a strength that doesn't boast, a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. And when you live like that, people will notice. They will see the light in your calm.